Hi guys and welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to make sure that only the correct user can update their own information. So for example, if I log in as Tony, that I cannot access Jane's page and update Jane's information and vice versa. Users should only be allowed to edit their own information. We'll implement this requirement using TDD, Test Driven Development. And to achieve this, we'll add test to the user's controller test. To make sure that one user cannot edit another user's information, we need to be able to log in as a second user. And this means updating our fixtures file. So let's go there now. So as you can see, I've cleaned up my workspace a little bit. So on the left hand side, test. Didn't clean that one up too well. Test, fixtures, users.yml. So here's our one user here. Now I want to add in another one. So let's say Jane. Colon, so name, Jane test, email, jane@example.com, example, there we go, jane@example.com, password, so it's password_digest, colon, capital U for user, user.digest, password in single quotes. One, two, three, our standard password. There we go. Password 123. Close out our embedded Ruby like that. Now let me just capitalize Jane's name here. So capital J, capital T, like I have in the username above. There we go. Save that. We're going to use the login as method, previously defined, so we can test the edit and update actions. A logged in user who tries to edit another user's info will be redirected to the root path instead of the login. And obviously we're redirecting them to the home page or to the root page of their account because they're already logged in. They shouldn't go back to the sign up screen or the sign in screen. They should just go back to the home page. So now let's go to test controllers user controller test. So left hand side. There we go. So just at the very end of my file, let's have a look. Here on line 24, a couple of spaces, give myself a bit of room. Now there's a bit of code to add in here. So I'm going to pause the video and come back in just a moment. Okay guys, so here we are back. And as you can see, starting on line 26, I've added in two new tests. So the first test should redirect edit when logged in as the wrong user. So pretty self-explanatory. And the second test should redirect update when logged in as the wrong user. The next thing that we need to do is edit our user's controller. So let's go there now. Left hand side, app, controllers, user's controller. In this code, we're going to add a second method called correct_user along with a before filter to call it. So let's do that now. Before action, I know I said before filter, but as I explained, before action, before filter, same thing. Correct user, and we'll define this method now in just a few moments. Correct user only. So what can the correct user only do? Well, they should only be able to, let me tidy this up a bit with a couple of spaces. There we go. So it all looks nice and symmetrical. They should only be able to edit and update. There we go. Save that. So with this line of code in, now let's go and create the method for it. So down here, all the way down. So we have here in line 45, the method for to confirm a logged in user. Let's add in a new method starting at line 50 or starting at line 52 when I add in a couple of spaces. And let's say def correct user @user equals capital U user.find params :id. Next, redirect to _to root URL. So you can see that the code here is kind of lining up with our tests. Unless @user is the current user. There we go. Close that out with an end. Perfect. Save that. Now, as you can see here on line 53, our new method correct_user makes use, or as we say, defines the @user variable. So we can remove the @user assignment in the edit and update actions. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's go up here, start with edit. Here's edit here, and take this line of code out. There we go. Next to update. Where's update? Here it is here, starting at line 27. And again, we can remove line 28. Save that. Let's run our tests. Oh, I've done a typo. Let's go and see where that is. And as I look at the errors here, no method, undefined email, test helper, test users controller. So of course I have an error because what I've done is I've introduced another user, but I haven't defined it in the setup. So I skipped a line here, or I jumped down too soon. So let me just say @other_user. There we go, equals users Jane, as I defined in my fixtures file. Let me save this, run my test again. Oh, missing a quotation mark, missing a bracket there, look. Save that. Do it one more time. Perfect. Okay guys, that's it for this lesson. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next.